down and wrote up the blueprints and they just put down the line. 11 months. It's 12,000 pounds. It's 16-inch front radials, front frame. Hubcaps are specially made because they don't make a 16-inch hubcap in Cadillac. Blues one of these hubcaps is about $300.
There's nothing cheap on this car.
Yeah, nothing cheap.
Except the driver.
Right. This car costs $2 million to build. From the John Woods reaction. That's all the secret stuff. Now, these are all 60. Tomorrow, we'll look at this car right now. We'll have this thing all decked out. We got presidential seals that we put on the doors. We have a seal that we put on the armrest. And over here on this side of the front. Charlie, I got it. Bob, I got it watch there. Good to see you. Y'all enjoy this. You and your people. I'll see you. Big thank you. I will see you. We'll see you.
We'd rather be there early than an hour early. We'll be there at 9:30.
Okay. Sorry I had to run.
That's okay.
Thanks, John.
I can be able to set the kids back here and take one shot of them inside or set it on them.
Let him work.
Can't do it.
See you tomorrow. All right. If we're going into a closed area where we think that there's going to be very, you can speak from the car, and you can plug speakers in the car. A lot of times he'll just stand up on the car, outside like this, stand on the car, and make a speak. So if I can throw the phone. The podium is supposed to use we see we put it in ourselves. So, shows just like the car and lights inside. Lower lights. This right here. There's a car and a car.
White one? No, we can't have any white limos down here. Only black limos. That's official black.
The telephone?
Radio. Yes, the big radio.
Obviously, it's somewhere right now.
Like tomorrow, you're going to be a Sioux Falls. Well, there's a group of cars already in Sioux Falls doing the same thing that we're doing, 24 hours hour. You have two guys come in at 10 o'clock to stay.
Your job right now.
Right now. I was telling you about those seals. $800. No, I'll tell you what, all that stuff's justified, okay? That's not you, I like it, right there. No, you don't have any weapons here, you do have they told me that out of every car, a certain kind of a red, They don't pay for that. Oh, normal follow-up. This is the car that rides behind the press. This will hold, you can put it as many as 8 people in your car, 3 across the back. Once these plates in this way. So, check out what we're doing. Blue support, clear roof. Also, we have a half. This car is only armored from the front door up. Seats all on the front. The other has how do you get the quality? We have to qualify between that and the shop window. Every 3 months, and we have to qualify with our fiscal one, which most of these cars can qualify.
What kind of percentage are you shooting?
Really? And this has double the radio, but getting one set radio to our house, so you get the second one.
Would it be any trouble to roll that window down?
No, I go over there. This one tells me good to do it.
What kind of power will that stop? Will that stop anything?
No,
Wise or
You want to climb in there?
shut it.
Yeah.
get the picture?
Well, hopefully, my parents want
Not on a first name basis.
hire.
Somebody needs to move this to the east.
Yeah, okay. Steve, where?
Yeah. Looks like a commercial flight. Really good downtown airport.
I like that.
I know they got like a charter service out there, executive type party jet. 727 or something.
They were dressed down all the way on.
I guess they say it's supposed to be Exactly.
Well, I gotta go to a meeting. Good luck.
All right. Okay, right now what we're doing is taking photos of each other. Here's one. Bob, does this take any special focusing? No. This is Bob standing over here by the old presidential car itself. $2 million, 12,000 pounds.
Oh, honey, that's just probably one for the keyboard. There's the sound on it.
Daddy, take a picture from right here. It's the whole part. Can I take it from here, Daddy?
Cheryl, you, Christy, get right there and stand on the side and hang on. Well, I want one with you all, and then I'll get Paul in one with you all, and then he can get one in there with me. I'll turn around, hang on, like you're running. Girl, turn around, hang on the bar, like. Look up, say. Your turn, Paul. Y'all move, come up here out of the way. Well, if you want it.
I don't know. I think it's not really
You ready, Paul?
Yeah.
Y'all get in with Paul. No, I'll get on after this one.
Yeah, I see. That's how the airport now. Yeah, I see.
No, Paul's gonna take one with us. Paul, take one.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's smile. Nice smile, Bob. Oh, another one. You ham?
Daddy's not taping. Can I tape it? Secret Service man.
There is all kinds.
This is to show you what you'll get if you don't go to college and study hard, what kind of job you'll get, and the kind of people you'll be working around with the rest of your life. These are very nice people that we ran into. I don't quite speak their language, something about a soup bone.
Paul, feel free to unscrew that, pick it up, and take it around and do some side shots and stuff.
Well, I don't really know how to operate it, or I would.
Here, let me, can I? First, you've already taken a picture. Anyone going to? First of all,
As long as you hold it steady, keep pointing it, and you keep that green R in there.
I want to shoot one thing around.
There you go. It's all shooting and it's all automatic. It's all ready to go.
All I have to do is push the button.
No, it's going.
Oh, it's going now.
Yep. Let's see. It looks like it's going to walk around behind you.
Okay.
Then on your shoulder.
Here we are in the garage at Crown Center. That's not the president's car. That's the one Bob and I came down from Worlds of Fun. Jack provides that for us. Okay. The lead car in the motorcade. Secret Service agent. Nice unit. I've been narrating a little bit, Bob, inside the car. We don't want to break any of the rules because with this, the president can communicate anywhere in the world from one of these vehicles. There's information, top secret information. There's also Uzi submachine guns in the back seat, shotguns and pistols, automatic pistols. Here's the president's car itself. Mr. Reagan sits on the right-hand side in the back seat of this vehicle. This one's the one that cost $2 million to build. There's our Secret Service agent and limo driver. His main job is to sit down here and watch these cars. There's 30 of these limos, $2 million a piece. I think that shows you where the government's spending their money. A little license action. Might run that when we get back to the station and see what it goes to. Do what? Yeah, it's over here. How do I stop this? It's over there. Here, you want to take this?
I can go get it. Just keep showing that ring.
Okay. Glass is 3 inches thick. Like I said before, we cannot get inside this car.
And she said, sure. Took a shirt, so just rip it. Like this and goes. Man, I'll see how I do with a while.
Are you wanting to do this?
Yeah, I gotta work. Till 10.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I want to say hi to our camera so we can show our family how good you treated us down here. Do you want to shoot this a little bit?
Get a picture of the license plate.
Yeah, I've already got some.
Put it up against the window. Take a shot outside.
No, it's
President's.
Give away secrets.
I just noticed a lot of people walking in and out.
yeah, it's just
That's what I was going to ask you also.
boys entrance right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Guard station.
Go ahead, read. We can do to pass the time. I think it's a
Read.
little long. I'll study.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I have to study all these roads and stuff for tomorrow.
I bet that gets difficult, doesn't it?
You know where the hospitals are, where the emergency rooms are. And we leave here and go right to Atlanta tomorrow. Work down there for 3 days.
Does Reagan get any of this service after he's out of office?
He'll get it until the day he dies.
Limo service like this?
Not like these. He'll get a downside number like that black one or a price or something.
So everywhere he goes, he's got the service. That's great. There's Bob walking around. Watching down there.
Manager security at Worlds of Fun, and he's one of my supervisors.
That where?
Worlds of Fun, Hunt Midwest Entertainment. It's an amusement park. Then we're both police officers for Clay Como.
Uh-huh.
We do a little bit of everything.
Anything that saves a dime.
This is what I went to school for. I just graduated college last year. I'd like to get in the Secret Service.
Are you going to fill out an application or something?
No, I've got some names and contacts to make. Got a listing at home and the test I'm going to have to take. But yeah, this is my long range goal right here.
That's what Paul wants to do. So.
I might be giving these tours here in another 3 years, Bob.
Well, you got to work the detail for about, you got to work in the field office for about 6 years.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is this kind of
Your
a
protection.
gravy job that people?
No, but
We'll have to do this way so I can tape this and look at it later if I miss something.
no, this is not a good job.
This isn't what everybody wants to do.
To get this job, that's what we want to know.
Tell us all your secrets.
I have no secret.
Oh.
I'll tell you what, you're married and you have a family, this is a hard job.
I might have to leave.
Because you're never home.
Girls, if y'all climb up on there, I want to
Are your wives allowed to travel with you?
processing agents produce up that other roll of film. I'm going to retake some quick pictures for them in case. Every time we ever had a ward roll of film, they lost those.
Bob, we're going to run these license plates when we get back and see who they come back to.
Look at me, girls, and smile. Now let's
Bring
go
them on down here. I'm
to
going
the
to show them around
president's
these cars here. I'm going to show them a real car.
Hey,
I want the Hulk Hogan. Tell him I want a piece of him. Tell him Charlie Hubbard wants him.
you can show me a real car. And I'll tell you what, them are real cars. That looks more like a Batmobile.
That's what you call it.
It does. This is the top of the car. This isn't bulletproofed on the top. And it's fully armored from this front door, 3-inch glass, all the way to the front. It's been reported to me that the hubcaps are $300 a piece. This is a trash dumpster, the nice area located right by the presidential limousine.
You have to wait till there's a red light in there.
You have to film me.
It should already be there.
I need the camera.
Call you another one on this roll of film just in case
Yeah.
I screw one roll up.
Yeah. Boy, between the
I always anything important shoot on 2 rolls. Okay. And separate times.
I want to get a copy of this also.
Okay. Ready?
I'm ready.
Paul in there. Honey, we don't want to see outside scenery and walls. We want to see the cars.
That's what I was taking.
Okay.
This speaks my voice up fine.
Here, let me have the camera just a second, honey. Now back up. Back up. Back up here by me, hon. Okay, Paul, you're on.
Okay, I'm on.
Do your thing.
Just after buying these links, this is our second day. It was going to take $2 million, and we took it off for $10,000. It was a hard decision to make. Pretty nice car. I don't know if our boys will pick up on that or not.
There you go. Now you walk around and film all sides of all three cars.
Then can I?
I think it's probably part of the thing. They probably think we're idiots, but they never made the president's car comes in as
What are you filming? Filming the ground.
No, I'm not.
Really? They'll be indoors. Year round.
Go.
Reagan's car. Huh?
Honey, this is the one I want the trash cans in.
There's not a lot of tickets right there now.
Inside of Reagan's car trying to get back into Reagan's car.
Probably not a lot of it. I put my gun in my pistol right in the car right now.
What in there? You got what?
My commission book.
Yeah.
It's not bad, dude. I put it in there and say, right here.
Gary.
It has to be about $2 million though, because I don't think I can live on
Bob won $25,000.
Is that right?
Give Cheryl the paper.
Oh,
Okay, hold on. Let me get this car.
where was that at? Oh, yeah?
Bob won the money.
Oh, 3-4 months ago.
Go out and live it up.
Yeah, no, put it in the bank.
There you
Go
go.
out and splurge.
If I do that on a normal day-to-day basis.
You rent a limousine?
Nope. No, I didn't do anything great. I had a conversion van. What was she doing wrong?
Here's the president's car. Barely. Here's another one of the president's car. The glass windows are 3 inches. There's the front. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, right now.
Jars. Good car. The president.
Girl, we're on your screen. That's enough.
I've been everything.
It's the front of the limousine.
Yeah, I am.
You ready?
Yeah.
Now you go stand where Krista's standing. Put down the VCR here.
First it's this.
Good job.
Come up and take. Well, that's it actually.
Did you not home? I mean, we travel 48 hours every week.
Travel where?
No, it does. Just fine. You know? You make your money working for us.
I'm gonna walk behind you and you can walk on out.
Daddy.
I was in the Army. I would have got out. That's how I got this job. I didn't have to take it down. Vietnam vets didn't have to come out.
You know Mike Baker, right?
Yeah, I'm Mike Rowan.
Yeah.
Mike work for you?
Yeah. He has his own place in Texas.
That's last I talked to him, he told me he was retired.
Yeah.
481.
My name's Bob Neal. I manage the security.
Yeah, I remember. I knew I saw you somewhere before.
Come on, Sheriff. Thanks a lot.
Okay, bye-bye. You're welcome. Nice meeting you guys.
Bless.
Coming up on Kansas City's local news at 5, President Reagan announces the release of journalist Nicholas Daniloff during a campaign stop in Kansas City.
Members of the National Republican
Town Airport was the site of a major announcement today by President Ronald Reagan. At 12:20, the president announced American journalist Nicholas Daniloff had been released by the Soviets and was on his way home. TV5's Leanna Joyce covered today's presidential visit and has this report.
The first thing President Reagan did when he got up before the Kansas City crowd was take off his suit jacket. Rain had forced the rally indoors, and with an estimated 8,000 to 9,000 persons packed into the downtown airport terminal, it was quite hot and uncomfortable. The vast majority of the persons inside were students brought to the rally aboard school buses. Before the president began his speech endorsing Bond, he told the crowd he had a news announcement to make.
That at 12 o'clock Central Time, a Lufthansa airliner left Moscow bound for Frankfurt, West Germany, and on board are Mr. and Mrs. Nicholas Daniloff.
The president made a pitch for several area Republican candidates, including Kansas gubernatorial hopeful Mike Hayden and Missouri 6th District Congressman Tom Coleman. But the main focus of his speech was senatorial candidate Kit Bond. He told his audience that the country has come a long way since 1980, but that the progress made could be lost if control of the Senate is turned back to the liberal Democrats.
Kit's election could very well decide whether we keep control of the Senate or lose it to the liberal leadership of the Democratic Party. And that's the difference between 2 more years of progress or 2 years of paralysis.
Before heading off to South Dakota for yet another campaign stop, the president met briefly with a group of large contributors to the Bond campaign. Following the rally, Bond told reporters he felt his campaign had received a tremendous boost from the presidential visit that had helped energize his supporters. Leanna Joyce, KCTV5 News.
Well, President Reagan.
The president was on a political trip in the Midwest as word of Nicholas Daniloff's release began to spread. So there was official silence until Mr. Reagan himself could announce the good news.
A Lufthansa airliner left Moscow bound for Frankfurt, West Germany, and on board are Mr. and Mrs. Nicholas Daniloff.
That was all the White House intended to say today, but later, as he boarded Air Force One, Mr. Reagan couldn't resist when reporters asked if he had blinked in dealing with the Soviets.
You said you wouldn't trade! You said you wouldn't trade, sir! You said you wouldn't trade! Daniloff, where's another guy? Trade him tomorrow.
The administration will maintain that the agreement
were aimed at trying to...
Time to give Kit Bond a boost during the final weeks of his close Senate race. The noontime appearance here got national attention for quite a different reason. It coincided with the resolution of the Nicholas Daniloff case. The president was able to pass on the good news of Daniloff's release from the Soviet Union.
That at 12 o'clock Central Time, a Lufthansa airliner left Moscow bound for Frankfurt, West Germany, and on board are Mr. and Mrs. Nicholas Daniloff.
The president is traveling across the country on behalf of Republican candidates such as Kit Bond in an effort to sway as many voters as possible. Mr. Reagan told the crowd in Kansas City today that although they would not see his name on the ballot again, they could in effect vote for him by voting for Bond and other Republicans who will see to it that his programs continue. He warned that Bond's election could decide whether the Republicans keep control of the Senate or lose it to what he termed the liberal leadership of the Democratic Party.
All I'm asking the people of Missouri is to remember that the governor, the representatives and senators that you elect will determine the future. Your future, America's future.
Many Kansas Cityans had to be turned away from today's rally because there wasn't room enough inside the downtown airport terminal building to accommodate everyone. The rally had originally been planned for outside, but rain forced the presidential appearance indoors. Police estimate the crowd at between 8,000 and 9,000 people. The majority of those attending were school students bused to the airport for the event. Leanna Joyce, KCTV 5 News.
And while police came before a rally of 9,000 people at Kansas City's downtown airport, our political editor Michael Mahoney is in our newsroom now with details. Michael?
Well, Lori and Larry, there indeed was some real news made by this particular presidential visit to Kansas City. In fact, Mr. Reagan started his speech here by what he called a news announcement.
12 o'clock Central Time, a Lufthansa airline liner left Moscow bound for Frankfurt, West Germany, and on board are Mr. and Mrs. Nicholas Daniloff.
Aside from the cheers, no other explanation from the White House or the president on how the reporter was freed or what, if any, conditions exist. As political tub thumper for Senate candidate Kit Bond.
One of the ablest leaders in government today. I'm talking about the next United States Senator from the great state of Missouri, Kit Bond.
Now, the Bond campaign was hoping for a sunny outdoor rally for 15,000 today. Instead, the rain drove them inside for a hot, crowded, and noisy event. Reagan even had to ask for quiet at one point to make the Daniloff announcement. It could have gone better today for the Bond campaign.
We had to turn away apparently many people who could not even get in, so that part of it was disappointing, and I'm very sorry for the people who just could not get in the building, and my apologies to them, but we couldn't do anything else with the rain.
Still, the Senate candidate says that the presidential visit mobilized his campaign forces today. There was a fundraiser that generated about $70,000. Most of that money went to pay off the presidential visit, and Bond also called the Reagan visit today a boost for his senatorial bid. How much of a boost remains to be seen, and we'll have more on that tonight at 6. If there's any doubt about why candidates covet presidential visits, just listen to its first words.
12 o'clock Central Time, a Lufthansa airline liner left Moscow bound for Frankfurt, West Germany, and on board are Mr. and Mrs. Nicholas Daniloff.
Big news, instantly. So it's no wonder in recent days Reagan's been in Louisiana for that Senate race, Nebraska for the governor's race, and Michigan for another Senate race. It pays to have the president talk him up.
Believe me, we need Kit in Washington to help work the same kind of magic in Congress that he did here in your state capital.
For my campaign, this was a tremendous boost.
Well, my own experience, and I think President Reagan's experience would bear this out, is that coming into a state and endorsing someone has very little impact beyond maybe a few days.
The record seems to bear out Carter's view. In 1970, extensive campaigning by President Nixon netted just 2 Senate seats. 1974, Gerald Ford stumping didn't stop Watergate losses of 5 seats. And in 1982, Reagan's call to stay the course picked up just 1 seat in the Senate. And with control of the Senate in the balance this year, Reagan is out once more for obvious reasons.
I wasn't elected majority leader to let Ted Kennedy run the place.
If you want to vote for me, vote for Kit Bond so that we can have a Republican Senate that I can work with instead of against me, and they'll be around after I'm gone.
Most experts think presidential stops give candidates a temporary boost. The real help comes in fundraising. Reagan gave Bond $70,000 through a fundraiser today, and recently he's helped others to the tune of $13 million total in the last year and a half. Despite the concerns about the lack of coattails by the president, he continues to try. From Kansas City, he goes to the Dakotas, where there is another tight Senate race, and if Missouri remains close, there's the likelihood he could be back near Election Day. Michael Mahoney, Channel 9 News.
This is Bev Chapman. Take 2,500 flag-waving people, add a high school band, a hometown hero, Richmond pilot John Testrake, fill in the cracks with reporters, and you have the makings of a political pep rally that will rival any high school homecoming. It was enough to make the president peel.
And in view of the temperature, I'm declaring that the uniform of the day...
Reagan used the steamy setting to roast Bond's opponent.
When I hear some of the things that Kit's opponent is saying, I sometimes think the liberal Democratic leadership will never change its big spending, high tax ways. But then, as I've always said, you don't have to make them see the light. Just make them feel the heat.
Organizers will prepare for 15,000 before rain forced the rally indoors. Among those shut out, a group of farmers who came to find out if Bond will support a bill designed to save their livelihood.
Were you able to get inside? Did you get an answer? We couldn't get inside. There was more people out here trying to get in than there was inside.
For the candidate, there was no disappointment. The visit did exactly what he hoped.
The purpose was to organize, mobilize, and energize the grassroots, and he certainly did that tonight.
With a thumbs-up sign, Reagan left Kansas City for South Dakota on the stump for another Republican whose future is clouded by a hard-hitting Democrat. With the Bond campaign, Bev Chapman, Channel 9 News.
Candidate Christopher Bond and problems at the rally.
I'm Cynthia Smith. These came from President Reagan during his noontime stopover here in Kansas City. Asked if the United States had blinked in our negotiations with the Soviets, the president said, no, they blinked.
The presidential visit didn't come off quite as organizers had wanted, though. Sue Parcell has an in-depth look at the Reagan speech and rally, including the announcement concerning Daniloff.
For a few seconds, Missouri politics had to wait. The president had other news. News of an airliner that had just left Moscow for West Germany.
And on board are Mr. and Mrs. Nicholas Daniloff.
Then came the politics. A 20-minute testimonial for Senate candidate Kit Bond.
We don't need a liberal in there creating more problems. We need a problem solver like Kit Bond creating jobs and prosperity.
The president also plugged a balanced budget amendment, more defense spending, and talked of the need to keep Republican control of the Senate, calling it the difference between progress and paralysis. All of this got a lukewarm reception. There were about 1,500 in the audience, but a lot of them weren't paying attention. Party officials who wanted a big crowd on hand for the rally asked local school districts to bus in students. What they got was an event one security official labeled a madhouse, and an audience another police officer called rude. The vast majority of people here today aren't old enough to vote, and many of them cared far more about the camera than the candidate. Even the Red Cross volunteers complained. Not enough ventilation, not enough water. Several students passed out or were taken ill. At least one high school girl left in an ambulance.
Would have been better if it could have been outside. Inside, I don't think they were as well prepared, maybe.
Have you gotten anything out of it yourself?
Yes, I think I'll vote for Harriet Woods.
The rally ended right on time, but even that wasn't soon enough for some people who left early. People who came to see and hear the president, but who got instead a high school pep rally in quarters that were much too close. Sue Parcell, Action 4 News at 5.
As he announced Daniloff's release to a Kansas City campaign crowd.
A Lufthansa airline liner left Moscow bound for Frankfurt, West Germany, and on board are Mr. and Mrs. Nicholas Daniloff.
But Mr. Reagan tried to keep a tight lid on the deal worked out with the Soviets, clearly more comfortable announcing the good news than explaining how it happened. Conservatives have attacked the president for being too soft on the Soviets in this case. Asked today whether he blinked to get Daniloff out, Mr. Reagan said no. But despite
on a noontime presidential rally at downtown airport, the rally had to be moved inside at the last minute, making for a hot and noisy crowd. President Reagan's hour-long visit to Kansas City was an effort to push the candidacy of Kit Bond for the United States Senate. But local politics were briefly overshadowed by the president's announcement of the Daniloff release.
12 o'clock Central Time, a Lufthansa airline liner left Moscow bound for Frankfurt, West Germany, and on board are Mr. and Mrs. Nicholas Daniloff.
But for the next 20 minutes, the president talked up Kit Bond's candidacy at the expense of Democrat Harriet Woods.
And then when she's asked how she's going to reduce the deficit, she says, well, you can trust her to get the job done. Someone should tell her this isn't the trust me state, this is the show me state.
There is little doubt that the presidential
President of the United States.
President Reagan did exactly what Republican Christopher Bond wanted. He engaged the troops. Troops, most of whom aren't old enough to vote, but displayed their enthusiasm for the cameras.
Believe me, we need Kit in Washington. to help work the same kind of magic in Congress that he did here in your state capitol.
By having the president here, we hope that we'll get a lot of people interested in the campaign willing to turn out. That's the objective.
Bond is quick to acknowledge Reagan's popularity, and the fact is the president helped raise $450,000 for this Senate race at a St. Louis fundraiser in February. Today, Republicans paid $1,000 for a chance to spend 40 minutes with the president. Most of the money will help pay for this presidential visit, but some will go toward other campaign expenses. Right now, Bond is getting closer to his fundraising goal. His press aide won't give the exact figure, but she says we've raised more than $3 million.
The arrival of Air Force One with President Reagan did more than raise money and trigger enthusiasm. It gave Bond the chance to appear like a U.S. Senator, standing right next to the President of the United States.
This image is the one Bond's staff will try to convey in television ads in the final weeks of the campaign. You're also going to hear a lot more about the deficit, the farm crisis, and foreign policy. Even though President Reagan said little about the Daniloff affair before he took off for another campaign stop, the timing was right. Bond later said when it comes to foreign policy, he and the president are in one camp, Democrat Harriet Woods in another. Mary Gresham, Action 4 News at 6.
And school children. Despite the triple dose of criticism hurled her way by the president, Missouri's Governor John Ashcroft and Bond